Welcome to this week's BluGreen Solutions Virtual Counter Day. My name is Chris Pine, and this week we are here with Rob Bauer from Dawn Industries. Thank you for joining us, Rob.
Chris, thanks for the invitation and thrilled to be here.
We have had a long relationship with Dawn Industries. Dawn Industries is one of our original 6 manufacturers. So we've been working together for 15 years, and boy, it's I mean, all the changes with us and just the companies, it's pretty crazy, but it's been a great relationship in time. And you know, one thing that's interesting, Rob, is no matter what type of a landscape, wholesale, branch, outlet you go into across the country, I would venture, I'll go out on a limb and say there's probably a good chance there's going to be at least some Dawn product in there. But you know, a lot of people don't they don't know the history. For myself, I remember as a contractor, we used to use a lot of the quick seal, but how did it's a cool story. How did Dawn start? How did it get to be this point it's at now?
Well, Dawn Industries is an amazing story, as you alluded to there. The owner, the founder of our company, Dwayne Robertson, was a contractor. He was an irrigation contractor, and he was always very thoughtful and knew there had to be a better way to do things, and so he kept trying to find a better way. And the first item that he came up with that was really saleable, which took him from being a contractor to a manufacturer, was the quick cut. And the quick cut cutter always has been built here in the Denver metro area. You can get it with a polyethylene or a PTFE Teflon blade, or you can get a stainless steel blade in it. And then you have the multiple sizes. The T100 cuts up to 1-inch pipe, 135 up to 1.25-inch pipe, and then the SS200 is good for up to 2-inch hose and tubing. Be more of the radiator hose and whatnot you see in automobiles. And then from there, Dwayne went on and invented the quick seal. And the quick seal saddle, talk about a revolutionary idea that took the brass saddle out, gone, history. It had a molded in seal where the brass saddle had a seal that was loose and would fall off, and it had these specific, I'll call them kindly a bolt, that after 1 or 2 seasons they would rust away. And here you are with a lovely irrigation system that won't work because the saddle tees all fell off. But with quick seal, it solved everything because it's plastic, polyethylene or PVC for the body, and glass reinforced nylon for the nuts and bolts. Far revolutionized the system and made things so much faster for the contractor.
That's crazy. And it's interesting because we started getting exposed to it as a contractor when in our market in the northeastern United States, it was the quick seal ruled. It was primarily New England. And I can't imagine. I think about how many thousands and thousands of those things we put in over the years. But it's interesting. You said about the quick cut, and DawnIndustries.com, the website, and I've got it up here in the background. The video that we have. It reminded me with the quick cut how many different applications. I look at our customer list and the number of different industries that use that type of product, be it any kind of tubing, automotive, radiant heat. It's just crazy. We've got a whole bunch, again, in the New England Northeast, maple syrup producers and distributors that distribute into that industry. It's insane, you know, how many applications there are for it.
You know, it's funny you bring up the maple syrup industry. as a very quick sideline with the quick seal, you've got the saddle of the quick seal and then the nut and the bolt, but then you also have to have a hole coring tool. Well, the people up in the maple syrup industry got in touch with us and say, hey, we can use that to punch a hole into the bark of the tree and it will make the syrup, the sap collection so much easier. And here we go. And we sold thousands and thousands of them up into that industry. It's nutso.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's interesting how self-tapping saddles have taken a new role in the primarily, or at least initially, the polyethylene market. And Don has a product called the Quick Tap, which is a premier self-tapping saddle product that many contractors use to make connections between the sprinklers and the pipe that supplies it, and the drip tubing and the pipe that supplies it, all sorts. So show us a little bit how the Quick Tap works.
Now the Quick Tap, no tools required for it. It's very simple. There's no straps. There's nothing to hold it onto the pipe. All you end up doing is taking the Quick Tap saddle and pushing it over the pipe. And then once it's over the pipe, then you can orient it whichever way you want, up, sideways, down, take your pick. And then it's a matter of just screwing the top on. And as you screw the top on, it pierces the pipe and creates your hole. And so you can take it out here and remove the saddle, and there's the hole that you just created. And it's just as perfect as can be to get the system up and running quickly. And because there's no straps and no latches that hold it together, there's very little learning curve to it. And once it's on, it's on. It's virtually idiot proof. And then this year we've introduced a Quick Tap for PVC pipe, and this is for class 160 and 200, and it works the same way. You push it onto the pipe, and then you grab your top and screw it together. And it is just simple. Anybody can do it. It takes very little thought process from the contractor. So once that's on, you're ready to go. And if you take this off and you recall the hole that's in the polyethylene pipe, there's the one in the PVC pipe, and it's just as perfect as can be. So when the system pressurizes, it just expands the pipe around the point of the top and makes it very secure. The more pressure you have, the greater the seal against the tap, so it's not going to leak. It's a terrific tool.
And that's kind of a unique feature too, is that taper. And that's another question. I was going to ask you the doubter question of, does it leak? Because until someone tries it and puts on 1 or 10,000 of them, sometimes it just takes a while to say, no, it really doesn't leak. I'll tell you, Rob, it was funny. I remember being out at Denver at the factory and watching that being pressurized in the tank and whatnot. And I mean, it's like, what was it? It's hundreds of pounds before it finally pops or ruptures or whatever. The pipe usually goes first. So
the pipe always goes first. The saddle has never failed. That's the impressive part. We sent the saddle tees off to pipe manufacturers, and they run it up, and every test they run, their pipe fails. The saddle never does, and they put it in writing for us. It's amazing. And you touched on something that I think is extremely important right now. Dawn Industries manufacturing facility is in Denver, Colorado, or actually Arvada. So we're just at the outskirts of Denver. And so we're in the center of the country. We make the products ourselves. We control everything. all of our fittings so we know what the specifications are. We make the blades for the quick cuts as well, and it's a fascinating operation here. But Dawn Industries has come a long way in the 15, 16 years that you've been around with us, and let's hope for some more, many, many more years to come.
Yeah, it's a good place to stop in and visit in the wintertime too, because it's kind of close to those mountains, right?
Absolutely. And if you guys do want to come out, all you got to do, please let us know that you're coming so we can plan to have someone here and give you a tour of the facility. It is tremendous.
So, yeah, I'll add one other thing too that's really important with the quick tap, and it's interesting in this day and age with the struggles that most contractors have for finding labor, aside from qualified and trained labor, just the simple availability of it. Products like these can save time. And look, if it's, let's say it's 20 seconds every sprinkler that gets installed, add that up over the course of a year, and it's can be staggering numbers.
Thousands and
really,
thousands of dollars in savings.
You dig a smaller hole, the time just to attach it compared to clamping, and even, not that I want to sell against our quick seal, but just the whole process of a non-self-tapping product, it's crazy,
Oh, it is.
So
this is the way of the industry, is going to products like this, because there's nothing to fail on them. As you can see here, there's nothing on the saddle itself. Once you screw the top on, only way you can get the saddle off the system is take the top off.
yeah, no. Well, Dawn Industries, which is dawnindustries.com, great website, has tons of information about a whole bunch of products. We don't even have close to the time to go through everything that's available. It's maybe Rob would be willing to come back some other time, and we can start digging into a few of the other products that are out there.
I'd love to, Chris. Just let me know. And everybody that's watching this, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, hit the website. Let Chris know. If you can get in touch with me, I'd be more than happy to respond back to you.
Yeah. Sounds great, and love the color of everything. That orange thing really works for you, Rob.
Can you see us now?
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another weekly BluGreen Solutions virtual counter day. We'll see you next week.
Thanks so much.